Hey guys, so we're back. Not really sure what happened. The recording stopped. It was because of a phone call, but it should have been on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah. So we're not entirely sure why.
But we're back.
We're back. So talk to me about your typical day then.
First thing that we need to know is I am a workaholic.
Yes.
And always have been, and I've run at 100 miles an hour, and I've never really been any different. And so I've worked for myself since being 19 years old. So became self-employed while I was still at uni. And I only maybe in the last 4 years stopped working a Sunday.
Really?
So I used to work 7 days a week, and I would work till 5:30 on a Saturday, and then be up and work half of a Sunday.
Oh no!
So I never had any time off really.
Oh no!
And then the burnout was real.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm regular, so
yeah.
I got rid of teaching a Sunday.
Yeah.
Or working on a Sunday. So not only am I a PT, and obviously specialise in pre and postnatal, but I also have a dance academy, a karate academy, and I am also a sports massage acupuncture therapist and instructor. So
I mean, it's just a bit extreme, isn't it?
not only do I have my regular sessions, so like regular classes that I teach in karate and dance, and my regular PT sessions and regular walking talking mum sessions and group sessions, but then I also travel up and down and around the country and out of country as well, delivering level 3, level 4 sports massage.
Amazing.
So realistically, like a typical sort of day for me is, I say I'm going to get up at 5:15 every morning, and I don't, the alarm goes off. Dan leaves the house.
Yeah, see ya.
He gets up and he goes, and I then probably don't get up till probably about 6, half 6.
Yeah.
Depending on if I have a client. So I do still have some 6 a.m. clients, but I only have one now.
Yeah.
So most of my clients won't start till 7 a.m. and I don't mind that.
Yeah.
It gives me time to get up, wake up, get in the car, get to wherever I need to be, have a coffee, and then start my day.
Yeah.
And so I will PT usually a few clients in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I'll say I deliver 2 walking talking mum sessions a week. So one is like on mid-morning on a Monday.
Yeah.
So I'll go and do that. I don't have a dinner break. I usually work through a dinner. So I will put clients in 12 to 1.
Yeah.
Or I will put that time aside to train or to do admin.
Yeah.
I actually prefer to train of a morning.
Same.
Personally.
Same.
Which is why I don't really like 6 a.m. clients, because I like to train at that time. So before the pandemic hit, I was in a really nice routine where none of my sessions or clients actually started till 10 o'clock of the morning. I would never used to have morning clients. My first sessions would be my mature movers, so my over 65 classes, which would be about 10 o'clock. So I would get up, I would go to the gym for 6 o'clock, I'd train 6 till 7, I'd sauna, I'd steam, I'd shower, I'd sit, I'd do all of my admin. By 9:30, I'd have a coffee, I'd have some breakfast, and then I would start my day. And then I knew that I would be able to then finish work at 8, 9 o'clock and come home, and that was me done.
Okay, yeah.
That post-pandemic, not a thing.
No.
Not a thing at all.
No.
I'm way too busy to even try and navigate that anymore.
No.
So I don't particularly like 6 a.m. clients because I like to be able to train then.
Yeah.
If I don't get it in, I know I won't get it in elsewhere in the day because everything will become too busy.
Yeah.
So then in an afternoon, I can either be with clients or in primary school, so a lot of primary school sessions, after school clubs. So I will then go and deliver after school clubs. And then I have evening karate sessions, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
Christ.
And I do a dancing drum dance class on a Wednesday evening at the Pyramid.
Love it.
And then I work a Saturday morning. So I'll either train and then I have a karate class, or I'll have a PT client, I'll train and have a karate class. So I work till like dinner time on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And then in between all of that then, as in my regular days, I still have my mature movers classes that run. I then have blocks of time on different days and different times
Yeah.
where I can sit and get my admin done,
Yeah.
answer emails. Now, I'm a nightmare because I will answer emails in between other things, even if it's not an allotted time.
Right.
I probably need to get much better at that.
Yeah. Yeah, I do a lot of
But
that.
I do a lot of that, answering inquiries and answering emails in between things, because I can access it all from my phone, so it's really easy.
Yeah.
So like literally you came in here, we were having a conversation and something came through, I was like, I'm just going to have to reply to this because I've seen it, I'm going to have to reply to it.
I was the same, literally got to Buggy before and someone had sent something through and I was like, guys, I just need to finish this, otherwise I'll forget completely. Because as soon as it's open, you're like, it's on your mind then.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
And so I can then teach, and my earliest evening finish is 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's way after that for most of the days. And on Monday I don't finish till 9:15. A Tuesday is like 6:30, it's 6:45 by the time I'm getting home.
Do you have bigger, like on those days though, do you have bigger chunks in the day or no?
No, like today, for example, I actually wasn't working until 11 o'clock, so I had a nice morning.
Yeah.
But I've worked all weekend because I had a big show on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yesterday, so I worked my Saturday. Then yesterday, I had a full-scale show at the Brindley in Runcorn. So I worked all day yesterday.
Yeah.
Last weekend, I was in Sheffield teaching sports massage Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
So by the time I get to Saturday this weekend coming up, I will have worked nearly 2.5 weeks straight. 3 weeks straight.
A bit mental, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll then come home and it will be, I will shower, I will have eaten before because I can't eat that late.
Yeah.
And I will go to bed, and I'm usually in bed and asleep by 10:30.
Really?
Yeah. Because I need to get that sleep in, otherwise it would completely and utterly cripple me.
See, that's where, like, so I probably don't get in, I get into bed about 10ish, but I'm probably not asleep until 11, and then at least, so all of my alarms are either 5:30, 6, or 6:30 in a week, except for a Monday usually, which can be a little bit later, but like I didn't get out of bed till 9:30 this morning. Oh my God, it was so exciting.
Oh my God.
I know. Oh my God, it was great.
Wow.
I was having the best time. I was just like, I woke up at 8:30 and I was like, I don't need to get up yet. So I rolled back over. I was like, oh my God, what a treat. This is delightful. But yeah, and I think, do you know what? So I used to be very, very, very much like that, to be fair. Like I would start at 6 a.m. and then especially when I worked at the gym itself and you had open shifts and closed shifts, like I'd do a late to an early, so I wouldn't get home until midnight and then I'd be back up again the next day. And actually it made me realise, and I went on a course once and they were like, in this industry you can design, because there's clients for everything, you can design what you actually want your schedule to look like. Absolutely. And if you want 6 till 2, get clients between 6 and 2.
Absolutely.
And actually I was like, I'm much better in the day, I'm not as good of an evening, I really struggle, just because I'm tired, just because, you know, I'm much more of a morning person. And same again, I like training, but I much prefer if it's either teaching first thing in the morning, like spin, I get up, go straight, teach it. By the time I come home, it's like 8 o'clock, have my breakfast, and then start my day. But I've already taught and got my workout in. Weights wise, I'm much better of a mid-morning. Or
you're fed already.
Yeah. Or like today, for example, I come here to you, and then I sometimes teach at the gym at 4:15, so I have like an hour. Now I'm already there, so I may as well. Like, it's not necessarily that I wouldn't be able to motivate if I didn't have a class. I wouldn't be able to motivate. But because I've got a class, we've got an hour to kill, I may as well do it. And once you start, you just crack on anyway. But yeah, like, so that really stuck with me, and I made sure that I created like the schedule that I wanted. Then when you get your own business, it's like, actually you have to work for,
you have to work double the hours.
Yeah, the more you do, the more you get. So the more you get out of it. So you end up working a hell of a lot more.
Because there's so much behind the scenes of that before that face-to-face happens with whatever client that is. There's so much that happens.
So much, whether that's the client, whether that's people coming to classes. Like, you think for every person that inquires to come to one of the classes, you've had a conversation with them about when it is and what happens and what they do and what they need to do, and then if you're setting up their payments, or you know, there's so
and
much.
even just like, even before that point, like the marketing that goes in for them to know that class happens.
Yeah. Like, I know there's great apps and things now, like I use Canva all the time,
absolutely.
but that takes time to create that, to then post it, to then put it into groups, and there's so much that goes on behind the scenes to actually get it done, that as a solo person running a business, you are the person that does it all.
Absolutely.
So there's so much, but I get sick a lot. Like, I think we know this. I just have the immune system of a gnat. I always have done. I personally think, I was thinking about this the other day, and I personally think it's from when I had an eating disorder.
Yeah.
So I think I get a hell of a lot more fatigued quicker. I don't know what the research is, and maybe this is my next research topic, but of people that have come out the other side of an eating disorder having higher levels of fatigue and lower immune systems because they were deprived of nutrients for so long.
I think also you have to address the element that you are a little bit like a Duracell bunny.
Yeah.
So like batteries will only last so long.
Yeah.
And that is the same with people like us that are on the go, 100 miles an hour all of the time, that have to give up and give off all of that energy and have to be like,
it's
that
like
really,
a come down.
It is. It's a bit like a sugar crash.
Yeah.
You're having like a Duracell crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I notice it. So I noticed it the other day. I was covering a class at 6 o'clock, I think it was, on a day that I normally, 6 p.m. on a day that I normally wouldn't teach that late. So my body is not used to exerting energy at that time. And I literally was sat down in having a drink before it, decaf, because we had that conversation, and I have now implemented, rather than having a caffeinated beverage at 4 o'clock, I now have my last caffeinated beverage is at 2 o'clock.
Yay.
We're working on it, so we're implementing it. And I was like, if you'd have put me to sleep, I would have fallen asleep. And then you go in and you're like, right, come on, let's do this, woo! And then I got in my car afterwards and I was like,
it's like this. It's not fake, but it's like this.
You have to put
like this fake energy that you have to pull from somewhere that you don't necessarily have.
And the way I describe it is, whenever you go to a theme park or like Alton Towers or whatever, when you're on the rides, you get like, mah, and then how exhausted are you when you come home?
Because your adrenaline is spiking and dropping and spiking and dropping. My every day for me is like that, because every hour is very different for me. So I might be delivering, a pregnant PT session at 7 a.m. in the morning, and then I might switch into postnatal, but then I might go and teach me old days, my mature movers at 10 o'clock, and then I might go into delivering, working with children in the afternoon, working in a primary school, to then doing an after school club of a completely different, so I might have done dance in the afternoon, but then I'm switching into a karate mode. That's a different mode in itself. To then go and deliver a couple of PT sessions, and then go and deliver an after school class, a community dance session or a community karate session, and then back to finishing my day off with a PT. And then yesterday I might have taught sports massage all day to adult learners. So this kind of like, I love the way that my day, no hour is the same. And people go, when people ask me which is your favourite, I go, I don't have a favourite, because if I was to do one of them all day, every day for the rest of my life, I'd hate it. I
hate it,
I have to have the change. But with that change becomes this adrenaline up and down, up and down, up and down. There's driving in between to get to these different places. You have to switch your brain into a different mode depending on the clientele that you are then working with. So you are right, it is like that roller coaster. By the time you've come away from a theme park, you're like, ugh.
And that is every hour, every
literally,
day.
That's every day for me.
That is literally every day. And do you know what? I have the exact same. When I teach, so I go straight from teaching spin to a stretch class with relaxation.
Hugely, massively different.
And then same of an evening, I do a outdoor boot camp, which is one of the busiest ones that I do, and it's hilarious. But it's really high energy because it's really busy. Straight into relax and recover yoga.
Yeah. I mean, it's just your body don't know what it's doing.
And sometimes I'll go into one forgetting that I need to change, and I'm like, woo! And then I'm like, oh, calm, namaste. Namaste. And breathe. Like, and it's that adrenaline rush every single day. every hour, every day, that
Yeah.
you are spiking and dropping, and we know from a physiological point of view that your body has to recover from each of those.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it is physically draining, mentally draining, hormonally draining. But I do wonder if there's a certain element of, because I always describe myself as a tired person, like I am tired. Because if you said to me at any point of any day, Gemma, go to sleep, I could do it.
Wow.
I am tired 100% of the time.
Wow.
And I don't know whether that is because of the job or whether there is a certain element of, from when I deprived myself of nutrients for so long, whether that has an ongoing, like long COVID.
Yeah.
But of an eating disorder variety.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe there's some research to do there. But my immune system is not the best.
And I bet you've probably just it's never recovered itself.
No. And that's why, so I got to a certain point when my days were so busy that I would then get sick and I'd work my ass off for like 4 weeks and then I'd have to take a week off.
And that's just not good.
And I was like, well, that's not sustainable. Yeah. So whereas actually, if I just, that week off, if I thinned the rest of those 4 weeks out a little bit so that I can still work in that week, then actually it's a lot better. So I think now I've got the right balance in that it's still over, it's still more work, but it's a good balance for me. I'm still achieving what I want to achieve work-wise, business-wise, career-wise, without getting sick all of the time.
Totally. And it is important to get that balance. It took me a really long time to figure out that balance. Like my superpower is making time. And so I would always make time for the people I want to make time for, right? So social events and family and stuff, like I still go and visit friends and I still go out of a weekend and not out, but we'll have functions or things that we'll do or go out for days and stuff. Like you have to cultivate other relationships as well as like your work relationships. And my superpower is making time, and I've now finally got into that balance where it works for me,
for you.
where I'm getting my cup is being filled from everywhere. Not just work.
Right. And we've said that before, because you go sometimes if you're a little bit socially done, you'll just take yourself off.
I have to take myself off for 10 minutes in a dark room, be left alone, maybe put the kettle on, and I'll come back.
Whereas I know full well when I'm potentially working too much is that I just won't even go. So I'll get to a point where I am socially done, I do not need to speak to a human at all, and there'll be an event on and I will just say, I can't do it. And at that point I know, actually, okay, what's happened the last week or the last couple of weeks has probably been a little bit too much. Let's try and thin out the following week a little bit. But it is interesting. And
it's a balancing act. And the thing is as well is because, so with having clients, they're not with you for forever.
No.
So they might fill a gap, a slot, right, for X amount of weeks. And you build stuff around, obviously, that client, and then they might not be your client for a while. Right? And then you're like, okay, well, do I fill that gap or do I just put it somewhere else? And so your timetable changes constantly.
Oh, it changes constantly. We're never doing the same.
You have to be really flexible.
Yeah, but I love that. I couldn't do it any other way around because I'm very in tune with, like you're very in tune with your body. I'm very in tune with mentally where I'm at, and some days I'm just like, I'm not doing this today. I'm not doing this. So to be able to move things around is really helpful. I did a Monday to Friday 9 to 5 not long ago. I worked for a head office. I couldn't do it.
No,
I couldn't do it.
No way.
I can't sit still for that long.
No.
I get more tired doing that because I'm just sat still. And I hated it. I wasn't speaking to people. I wasn't doing anything.
There's no way you'd find me sat behind the desk.
No. And the other thing is, and this is what, from a finance point of view, I really like that if I need a bit more money, just work a bit more.
Yeah, add a few more hours in. So that's two things. So making time.
Yeah.
And I can make more money.
Yeah.
So I need to pay for that whole right now. I'll just have a few more hours in this week. Be sound.
And that's the thing. I don't stress about money.
No.
At all. Every now and then, yeah, because we all do, especially when the price of milk is now like £40. Christ alive, good Lord. I do the shop in our household.
Right.
So whenever I had a full-on conversation with Andy the other day, and I was like, I'm not buying you your rice anymore. He gets this specific microwave. I'm not doing it because it is £1.10, whereas a bag of rice is 69p. It is not happening. And he was like, all right, okay. I was like, cheese is now £4.25. Anyways, so obviously, you know, the price of things has gone up, but don't really, you ask me for a food product and I will tell you how much it costs.
I don't look. I'm really bad. If it's what I want, it is what I'm picking.
No, absolutely
I'm
not.
Really bad
No. Anyways, so I'm very good at, you know, creating money and things like that, but in my household, my other half has a fixed income, whereas if we need more money, I'll just
work a little bit more.
And I love that. And for a really long time, it really scared me because I was like, oh my God, if all my clients leave me, I'm screwed, you know, or I'm not. Whereas actually now I'm in a position where your base is fairly stuck, and actually you get to a certain point where if one leaves, I'll replace you with two. Like, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
You've got a constant influx of in and out.
Absolutely. Because we don't want to keep them forever.
No,
because that's not the point.
No, that's not the point. I mean, some of them I do want to keep forever.
Exactly.
But the idea is, especially if they're coming for a goal or, you know, whatever, we get you to that point.
And once you understand how to implement these things into your lifestyle,
then you can do it yourself. But yeah, it used to really worry me, whereas now it's one of the best parts about the job is that actually you can build and reduce as and when you need. And even like with the online stuff, like I love it because I did some when I was on my honeymoon in Mexico.
Oh, that's it.
Like,
you just log on and get it done.
Let's get it done. So, but yeah, so as you know, we're everywhere and anywhere, guys. Adrenaline rush, but that's our lives.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a bit of a whirlwind.
Yeah. I think that's why, like, I don't know whether you find this, but friends will say, oh, when can we have a catch up? And you're like, 4 weeks tomorrow. And if you book
I've got half an hour right now.
Yeah,
you can meet me. Yeah, I've got half an hour right now.
And as long as there's caffeine involved, I'm there, or decaf after 2 o'clock. After 2 o'clock. I mean, have you managed to implement 5 things that you love about yourself? Or finding things in your day that you like? Have we been?
I'm going to be honest, I haven't doing that. I've not been doing that. No. I will make that my goal for this week.
Here's me implementing decaf, putting up with decaf, and she's not even listening to me. Whatever.
I've given you full caffeinated today.
I know, yeah. I specific. Yeah, but it's only because I text you on the way here, being like, "Can I have full caffeine today?"
This is the Jamaican good stuff. This.
Yes. Right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.